My name is Melissa Christensen, and I'm a teacher here at Spectra Yoga. I teach Hatha Vinyasa Level 2 Flow, as well as Yin Yoga. I'm also one of the lead teachers for the teacher training program, both the 200-hour and the 300-hour. Before I began teaching yoga, it's hard to really remember, I've been teaching for so long, but before I taught yoga, one of my favorite jobs was I was a paralegal. So that's something that I studied in college. The law is something I'm really passionate about, and I still am today. So that's what I primarily did before I began my career as a yoga teacher. So how did I begin teaching yoga? When I first took my first yoga class, I was hooked pretty quickly into the practice. And I knew pretty early on that I wanted to take a teacher training, but I didn't necessarily want to go into it teaching. But as I developed through the teacher training program, I had this passion for sharing this practice with more and more people. So then I sort of developed my practice into wanting to be a yoga teacher, and so I quickly began teaching after I graduated teacher training, and I've been teaching for over a decade now. What do I find most rewarding about teaching yoga? I kind of love everything, to be honest with you. I certainly love the interaction with people. I love being able to share this practice that I love quite deeply with everybody, and I probably love the most seeing how other people sort of transform their lives and their practice using sort of the tools and techniques of yoga in the same way that I had. So I would say that's definitely the most rewarding thing about this, just seeing the personal growth through my students over even short periods of time. But obviously the longer a student is with me, the more I can see that growth sort of continue, and that's exciting for me. Outside of yoga, what do I do for fun? You'll probably know this if you came to any of my classes, because I talk about food and movies all the time. So that's what I do. I like to go out to eat. I love to go to movies. I like to watch television, actually. So those are definitely two of my favorite things to do. Of course, doing them with my husband, John. So what's one lesson from yoga that I'd like to pass on to everyone? That's kind of a big question, because yoga is full of lots of great answers, but probably I would say that the practice itself is full of a lot of really good answers that can really help change your life. Things that are beyond the physical postures. We can take in the philosophies of yoga and really use those to be happier, be healthier, be more content, be more generous, more kind, more loving. And I think that's really the biggest lesson, is that what we think yoga is so much bigger than that. And so the more that you can dive into sort of these deeper teachings of yoga, the more that you can see these big transformations happening in your practice, which is really the point of doing yoga in the first place.